Dr. Erica McEnery of Hilton Head Hospital joins us. On your way in, you laid out an amazing number from the Consumer Product Safety Commission. How many kids get hurt every year from toy-related injuries?
It's about 200,000.
200,000?
Yes.
Ouch. And many of them are very young.
Yeah, about 75% are children under the age of 4.
So picking the right toy for the right age is obviously critical, not only for their enjoyment, but for their safety. Let's talk a little bit about that. What is a key component to pick the appropriate gift?
Yeah, so the most important thing is going to be to make sure that a toy is going to be age appropriate.
Right.
And the easiest way to do that is to check all of the packaging and read labels. Toy manufacturers are required to basically make it very obvious and clear who the toy is marketed to, and if there's any sort of dangers within a box, they have to clearly state that on a package. That's going to be really, really important for children under the age of 4 specifically, or if you have other little ones in the home that may get access to a toy if inadvertently left out by an older child.
Okay, for the most part, it seems to me, when my kids were under 4, they preferred the box that the toy came in anyway.
For sure, yes.
So that was always a guide to me as to how far I needed to go. Obviously we're talking about really, really young kids here, but there is a point to be made for maybe your preteens, your 9, 10, 11-year-old kids too?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I mentioned, people don't realize that, that toys can have small pieces in there that, again, can get left out for little children. The older kids, obviously making sure that they have helmets and getting new skateboards, bikes, other protective equipment that can avoid preventable injuries.
Should the parent have a pretty good idea of how, you were talking about bikes, I was thinking hoverboards too, how some of those products work before giving it to the kid probably knows, but making sure safety-wise that everything's okay?
Yeah, for sure. I wouldn't necessarily recommend the parents getting on them. We will see oftentimes some of the older adults try and get on a hoverboard, and
that's not good.
Doesn't, you can find a lot of YouTube videos with that.
That's not good. Choking hazards. Again, that's obviously, it should go without saying, but we should say it.
Yeah, so obviously for the kids less than 4, you're going to want to avoid any sort of toys that have a lot of small pieces. And a good rule of thumb is that if it can fit inside of a toilet paper roll, it can fit inside a child's mouth. So definitely don't give small children small pieces that could be choking potentials. And also even little pieces like Legos can find their way within children's nose or ears, and those are often common visits that we see in the ER.
Marbles and then batteries. I'm sure that's a problem we run into quite a bit.
Yeah, so button batteries particularly, and those are the batteries that look almost coin-shaped. They're the circular, thin batteries. Those are particularly dangerous to children if ingested. They can often get lodged in the esophagus, cause erosion to the tissues, and those require emergent removal. And the same thing with magnets. So one of the things that we can see from time to time are a lot of small magnets, and particularly multiple magnets together. Those can become ingested and then cause issues, again, within the GI tract. If they connect across tissues, it can cause some very serious damage.
Sure. Your kids are probably too young for a chemistry set.
Oh, no. I have a 4-year-old, so we're not quite there yet. But avoid fire, all those sort of things. I always remember it was at least 12 before I could talk my parents into a chemistry set, and fortunately I didn't blow anything up. All right. Dr. Erica McEnery of Hilton Head Hospital, thanks so much for joining us. When we come back, some obvious and not so obvious safety tips to get the rest of us through this happy holiday season, we hope, and intact.